Hey everybody, this is Tim with Vortex Hobbies, and today we're going to take a look at the new Dromida Speed trucks. They're the Brushless series. It's modeled after their original Dromida 4.18, which was brushed, did really well, was about a 20-mile-an-hour truck. This one they're claiming 30 out of the box, and we're going to actually go out and do some testing with the nickel metal and also the LiPo battery, and kind of show you the differences between the two trucks. Alright, so this is the brushless version. In the brushless version, it's essentially the same truck. They've just mixed up the speed controller, they've put a separate receiver, and have done a few different things to make this a brushless. It is LiPo compatible, it is waterproof, it's still the same great truck, just now faster. So let's go ahead and open it up and look what's inside. Alright, first off, we're going to see that we have a little piece of paper here. This paper talks about the speed controller. The speed controller is set with a LiPo cutoff on it. If you run the nickel metal battery, once you start running that battery for a few minutes, you're going to start hitting this LiPo cutoff, and it's going to start cutting out your truck a little bit. So you can actually turn that off so that there is no cutoff to run your nickel metal batteries that are in the truck. Once you go to LiPos, you must turn the cutoffs back on. Otherwise, you could potentially ruin the LiPo. So that's just that information. Read it when you get it. That's good information. Next, you have batteries for the transmitter. You have little retainer clips for your shocks, and obviously some little advertising, and then a little bit of a manual for the truck. So here's the radio, same radio system that was in the original truck, so nothing here has changed. You have a little box right here, which is going to have your battery charger. So you can charge up your nickel metals. Do not attempt to charge LiPos on this charger. It is not meant for LiPos, and it could potentially be hazardous, causing fires and things like that. So do not charge a LiPo on this charger. Only charge nickel metals. And let's take out the truck itself. So here is the truck. Alright, so what I want to do here is just kind of go over the truck and kind of show you. Basically, it's the same truck as the short course truck that was the brushed version with the lights. Not much changed on the outside other than the color has changed. Tires and everything seem to be the same. Same chassis, everything's the same. But let's look under the hood and we'll kind of take a look at the differences. So once we take this off, we also have the same thing. You can unplug it. There's a little switch on the inside for the lights. You can turn them on or off during the day, or simply unplug it. Put that aside. Which what you will notice here is different is we no longer have the receiver speed controller in one combo. Your servo's mounted up front here on an angle this way instead of up and down. You have a speed controller, you have a waterproof switch, and you have a receiver out here. So they have taken the independent, or made these all independent from one another, so if any of these components go bad, you can just replace that single component. And then the biggest thing of all is obviously the new brushless motor that they're running in here. So it's a looks like a 5300 kV, and it's compatible with a 2-cell LiPo. So you can kind of see the difference. Now let me pull out one of these other trucks. So this here is the truck that's been out for a little while. This one is the brushed version. So I want you to kind of be able to take a look at the differences here. This one has been run, so I apologize for it being a little dirty, but you can see the differences between the speed controllers and your receivers and all that kind of stuff. So your motors are different. This is a receiver box with your servo here and your speed controller built into it. This has got a servo up front here. I don't know if you can see that. Brushless speed controller, and your receivers on top here. So those are the differences between the two trucks. As far as all your components, they did leave all your drive shafts and your wheel hubs and things like that plastic, but they do make some really nice aluminum upgrades. So if you're going out and you're breaking these parts due to the speed, or you're just hitting stuff and breaking parts, you can upgrade with aluminum, which is a lot nicer and it's going to make it a lot stronger. Alright, now let's put the shell back on and let's get these lights on. What I want to point out here is on this one versus the old version, there was actually a little lead that came out to plug this in. But because the receiver right here is actually in the open, you go ahead and just put that in port number 3. Just basically slide it right into the receiver. Watch your positive and negatives. Kind of match them up with the other wires so that you know which direction it goes in. Once you do that, it'll come alive. You turn on and off the lights through the switch here. Alright, let's talk about this radio a little bit. I know we've covered this in our other videos, but this radio does have dual rates for the throttle and the steering here in this thing. As this cover opens up, you get right in here. You can turn the steering down. So if you have too much throw, you can see here it's a lot of throw. If I turn it all the way down, you can see it turns the steering down, and kind of anywhere in between. A little bit more, give it all the way. Same thing with the throttle. So if you have young kids that are learning, they're crashing into stuff, it's just oversensitive, you can turn it down. Also the throttle. You can turn the throttle down so that it's about probably half speed or so for beginners, and then crank it up as they get better just by simply twisting this dial here. You also have 2 dials on the side, which are your throttle trims and your steering trim. So if you're going down the road and it's veering to the left or the right, you can adjust that through your steering trims. And if your throttle, if it wants to take off by itself, your trim might be out, go ahead and trim that to get the truck to stop moving forward or backwards, whatever's happening. You also have 2 reverse switches, but you shouldn't really need to use those on this truck. It's all set up from the factory. So, alright, so let's take these 2 out and do a test run side by side. We have brushed, we have brushless. So red is the brushless, yellow is the brushed. We're going to go test them out. We're going to do both on nickel metal, see how they do, and then I'm going to drop a lipo in this brushless one and show you the difference between the trucks with the nickel metal and the lipo. So let's go. Alright, we're out here to test out the new brushed and the brushless Dromida trucks. The red is the brushless, the yellow is the brushed. We're going to see which ones are faster. Right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't push me over. Alright, now we put in a 2-cell lipo, so let's take a look at how fast she is on the lipo. Look how durable. So this is a brushless with lipo, and we're running nickel metal on the brushed. So we're going to race them, see the power difference.
3, 2, 1, go.
Can't even take off, it's going so fast. Go on. Alright, we've been doing some jumping with this truck, been pretty abusive to it. That last one hit pretty hard on the curb, as you see in the video. I did finally break a drive shaft, but it's taken a lot of abuse. Just go ahead and put some aluminum ones in there, they'll even be stronger. Great truck, tons of power, tons of fun. The motor's not even hardly warm, so go out and get yours today.